The NBA Finals are set. Let's talk about it. Season 4, episode 10. This is crazy.
10. Yep.
Alright, so we got 2 more episodes, 3 more episodes left.
Already college baseball regionals are in swing. NBA Finals is set. We're kind of getting towards the end of the season.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like we kept talking about when the end of the season is going to be, and then eventually it's just going to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, never mind.
NBA Futures Draft is officially over. So Harrison ended it with 41. James ended it with 42. And we don't know what the teams points will be. We don't know what teams the points will be given to. But I'm finishing with 72. Because I'll have the Pacers and the Thunder.
Yep. Bro predicted the finals. That's crazy.
Not really. But yeah, okay.
Really good. Honestly, low-key domination from Charlie in the Futures Draft.
Yeah, I basically doubled your points. So.
Yep.
I didn't really, but got close enough. Anyway.
You better not double my
All right,
points.
I got 10 away. All right, slim margins. This is gonna be fun.
We played this segment a couple weeks ago, right?
It was maybe a month and a half ago. I don't know. But
Really?
I looked at the list and they had all been done more recently than slim margins,
Okay.
or I just didn't want to do them. So
yeah, I like
anyway.
slim margins. This is one of my favorite little
me
segments.
too. It's good.
Because it actually takes some skill, some ball knowledge, to do this,
Yeah.
and it teaches you things.
Okay, so I'll start with you.
You go first, okay?
I think this is gonna be interesting. There's a couple that are big numbers that are tough, but there's a couple. Then the rest of them are easy.
Mine is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's the same.
So, first one, Bryce Harper's jersey number.
Oh shoot. He wears 3.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you add up the White Sox wins and the Rockies wins, what is it this year?
The Rockies have 9, and the White Sox have maybe 16 or something. So 16 plus 9.
Big math guy.
That's what, 25? They'll go 25.
Okay.
I know the Rockies have 9 for sure. I just don't know what the White Sox have.
All right. The amount of the national seeds in the college baseball tournament to not go 2-0 in their regional.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
So lose one of their first 2 games.
Okay, gotcha. So that means that is Texas, that's Oregon, that's Oregon State, that's LSU, that's, I believe, no, not UCLA.
All right, let's make a guess. You're good.
It's probably around half. Maybe a little less than half, so I'll go 7.
Okay. LSU's not one of them, by the way. Fuck.
Didn't go 2-0.
This we did.
Oh, yeah. Bro, what?
I did this before we lost yesterday.
Well, this is dumb. What?
Was it not
So
clear?
it's just people.
Teams who didn't go 2-0 in their regional start 2-0.
So
It was a pretty clear cut question.
All
You're
right.
just not very smart.
That's a weird question.
Years left. It wasn't weird when I wrote it. Years left on Josh Allen's contract.
5?
Final answer?
Yeah, I got no clue.
Okay.
5. I don't know how long his contract is.
All right. So the Pacers average points per game in the playoffs this year
As a team?
as a team.
It's over 100, by far. I think it's over 100. Probably around over 115. I'll go 115. I'll go right at that mark.
Okay.
It might be above. It might be a little bit above that, but.
All right. Number of SEC teams to make a regional.
Just to make it.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a lot. Let's go 10?
10? Okay.
No. Let's go 10. I think that's a good baseline, but it might be more.
The Trailblazers selection in the 2025 draft.
Oh,
first
where
round.
they're picking?
Yeah.
They are picking at, I believe it's 11?
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you freaking killed it. That was really easy. That was really easy. But okay, Bryce Harper's jersey number is 3.
Bang.
MV3 right there.
Okay.
Colorado Rockies, Chicago White Sox add up to 27 wins, not 25.
Okay, that's not bad. I'll take that.
The White Sox have 18.
Okay.
The number of national seeds to lose at least one of their first two. There's 8. You said 7, so that's
Nice.
1. Years left on Josh Allen's contract. You said 5. It's 6.
Okay.
That's 1.
That's a cool question.
Average points per game for the Pacers. It was 117. You said 115.
Okay, nice.
2.
This is easy. Boom, we crushed it.
Number of SEC teams to make a regional. You said 10. It was 13. It's 3.
Oh, dang.
And
That's wild.
Portland picks 11th.
Yep.
That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yo, is that the best showing in Slim Margin's history?
It was.
Woo!
I mean, it has to be.
Those are some good questions. I think that was like balanced too. There were some hard ones. Like Pacers one could have gone either way. Like if I would have said like 125 or like something like that, it would have been above or a lot
Really?
above.
Wait, actually?
A lot above. So like yeah, that's good questions. Okay, I think mine. I wouldn't say mine are harder, but mine take like you have to think a little bit more.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna lose.
Number 1, SGA's jersey number.
Oh crap.
Well, this is one of the ones you're not supposed to be thinking about.
Okay,
but-
well, I don't watch the NBA.
Well, I don't watch the MLB. Still new Bryce Harper's jersey number.
Because that's the easiest one ever.
Shea literally just won MVP.
For real. Okay. It's got to be low. There's no. But what if it is high? Then like I'm definitely cooked. Okay.
You have like any clue?
No. It's okay. I was thinking if it's in the teens, it's 13. I don't know why. Nah. It might be like 3, but also might be like 0. I think it's like. It might be 0. You know what? It's a really stupid answer. I'm gonna say 0. And you know what? If it's not 0, I'm probably fricked, but it's okay.
Okay. Halliburton's assists per game in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh.
How many did he average a game?
Well, it has to be like over 10 probably. Is this rounded? Right.
Yeah, it's rounded up.
I'll say it could be up to like 12, but I don't think it's more than
It was
that.
this 0.9. So
Okay.
it rounded up just 0.1, so it's pretty much.
Okay, so I'll say 11 then, because I was going to say 10, but now you said that. There's no way he averaged 9.9, so we're saying 11.
Okay. How many 4 seeds have made it to Omaha in the history of?
Okay, well,
Seeding.
you have like Oral Roberts.
We were literally just talking about
Oral
this off
Roberts
camera,
and
actually.
Stony Brook. I'm at 2. Stony Brook, they beat us in the Super Regional, right?
They did, yeah.
So that's 2. Also, they can't be more than that. It can't be that much more than that. I'll say like 5.
Okay. Detroit Tigers wins last year.
Oh, okay. So I know
Best team in baseball right now, guys.
it was not more than like 92, but it was not less than like 85. So I'll say they were a wild card team. Were they? Yeah, because the Guardians won that division. So, I think it was in the 80s. I think they barely got in because they played the Astros. So I'll say they won like 87 games.
Okay.
I think it might be lower than that, but I'm going to say that just to cover myself.
Trey Turner's jersey number.
Crap. Okay, I should know this, but I don't. That's the
This
problem.
was your gimme. So
This is the problem. I don't know this one. I'm so bad with jersey numbers, guys. Okay. I think it's 2 digits. I'm pretty confident in that. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I'm cooked either way. So I think it might be in the 20s, but also might be like 8. So, okay. I'll say like 17, just to kind of like
17.
somewhere in there.
Okay. Lou Dort NBA championships
The amount of championships he's won?
when he's like on the team.
He's only been on the Thunder, right? Has he not only been on the Thunder?
I'm not gonna.
Then 0.
That's your answer.
Yeah, 0.
Okay. Jared Jones home run this year. Home runs this year.
Like
Total home
like the
runs.
LSU guy.
No, the pitcher.
Yeah,
No, I'm
LSU.
joking. LSU.
It's
guy.
like, is it counting postseason? Well, he hasn't hit. He hasn't hit.
He hasn't hit
crap
any
in
this postseason, so
18. No, 19. 19.
okay. I think you got it.
Ooh, it's gonna
Actually,
be close?
you actually did a really good job, and
Okay.
I think you actually got it. So Trey Turner's jersey number. Well, I'll
Shit.
start from the
Start
top.
from the top. Okay.
Shay's jersey number. You said 2.
I said 0.
Sorry, you said 0. It was 2.
Okay.
So you're 2 off there.
Okay.
So
Best case scenario right there.
Halliburton's assists per game in the Eastern Conference Finals. You said 11. It was 12.
Oh wow. Okay.
How many 4 seeds have made it to Omaha? You said 5. There's been only 3, and you
Okay.
named 2: Oral Roberts, Stony Brook, and Fresno State back in 2008.
Wow. Okay.
Detroit Tigers wins last year. You said 87. It was 86.
Oh, wow.
Really good job on that one. Trey Turner jersey number, you said 17. It was 7.
I knew there was a 7.
Yeah.
What?
You're close. You're like on the border right now.
Okay, so that's 10. 10 off.
Lou Dort NBA championships, it was 0.
Yeah.
Wanted to see if you got it anyway. And Jared Jones, home runs, you said 19. Hit it right on the head, 19.
So I got that
you
easy.
got it. Yeah.
Wait, how much was I off?
1, 2, 4, 14.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, 16.
That's still
Pretty good.
9 away from losing.
No, yeah, pretty
All right,
good.
next time we're going to... I'll actually write this down. Text
I like
myself
these
this.
questions.
I'll text myself. We're going lower next time.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, the number's not going to be 25.
Oh, I thought it was 20.
No,
forgot
I
we
made
upped
25. I don't know why I upped it. Okay.
Well, it's because we didn't get it. And we did, like, high numbers.
Yeah, okay.
We did, like, strikeouts one time.
I'll make it
for, like,
20 now.
Scooble last year or something.
Yeah, well, it was... We made it, like, tough. And so, but now we kind of got it down, so... We'll do that.
Yeah, so SGA wears 2. Just letting you know.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was probably 11.
Just won the MVP. So, like,
He did just win the
let's
NBA, but I don't watch
let's
the
know what he
NBA.
looks like.
No one watches the NBA, so...
Oh,
But no one's watching the NBA. I'll get to that later.
we'll talk about it.
Well, I'll get to that, like, right now. Let's
okay. Well, let's cue the music.
The OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers will face off in the NBA Finals. Let me tell you, the NBA is not, like, scripted, because this is a ratings nightmare. They would never do this to themselves. The Dodgers trade for former All-Star closer Alexis Diaz, who's been really bad this year, and they're going to fix him like they do everyone. Former Florida two-way player and top 10 pick last year, Jack Caglione, was called up by the Royals, but he's only going to hit in the major leagues for now. As of Sunday night, the following teams are out of the regionals. Number 1, Vanderbilt. Number 2, Texas. Number 7, Georgia. Number 11, Clemson. Number 12, Oregon. It's crazy. And James, what are your thoughts on a 16-team college football playoff model? Because one's coming soon.
I love it. I think more teams get more opportunities. I'm always for expansion in any kind of playoff format. So like March Madness, and a lot of people don't want it expanded. I would love to have it expanded. And then this, I just like expansion in any way. Getting more teams, in my opinion, in the playoffs makes for better watching.
I think I like it 12. Like I think 12 is the right number because like once you go to 16, like games don't matter. Like,
it just doesn't bother me
well,
though.
but like
it's more football.
The conference championship games aren't gonna matter.
They already don't really matter.
Well, they mattered to an extent last year. That was enough to make them like watchable.
They mattered a lot.
But if you go to the 16-team playoff, it's not gonna matter but 1 or 2 of them.
That's true.
And
like the SEC championship's really not gonna matter.
And there's no more buys, and so the buys aren't a factor at all.
Which I kind of like, but that's.
I think the way they have it, now is good. I wouldn't change it to 16. It's just, and then none of your non-conference games matter.
I think we also need to see how this year goes, right, with the new format, because
that'll be good with the
we've
new
already
format.
changed it. So like, let's see how this goes first. If this goes well, then we can think about doing something else. But let's not keep going forward.
I definitely don't want the
quick.
thing where it's like the 4-4-3-3-2-1 model or whatever, where it's like each conference gets a certain amount. I think it needs to be 5 plus 11 if we're going to 16 teams.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, 5 plus 11 is 5 conference champions, 11 at-large bids.
Yeah.
Which would make non-conference, because like if you make it like the 4-4 blah blah blah, then non-conference games just don't matter.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 at-large bids in the whole freaking thing. So, yeah, okay.
It'd be weird. It'd be really weird if they did that. I don't like that.
What's that? It's.
I know it's just.
It was gonna happen for a while. Like they were
Yeah.
really talking about it, but then it switched to the 5 plus 11 model. So.
All right.
Anyway, all right, NBA. We got conference finals recap, and we got a finals preview because we have extra time. So,
Yeah, we do.
let's get into it. Start in the West. Thunder 4, Timberwolves 1. Now, for the Timberwolves, I'll start with like one thing I said for them was like, do they need to shake it up? Because like this is twice now that they've gotten the conference finals, but they haven't really gotten anywhere near the finals. Like they kind of got. How long was the series last year with the Mavericks? 6 games.
Yeah, it might have been 6.
So
it might have been 5 actually.
But that was like the Mavericks weren't that good. They run into a good team like this, and they just got steamrolled.
Yeah.
Now you got to the conference finals, and that's great. And obviously you're better than 90% of the league. But if you want to win it all, because that's the main goal, to win it all, they might need to shake it up a little bit. Obviously keep Anthony Edwards, but maybe get off of Julius Randle, maybe Rudy Gobert, do something to make this team look a little different and give it an extra spark. Maybe I was thinking maybe like a better point guard. Mike Conley, good. But if you get like a more prolific point guard out there to help Anthony Edwards, maybe not to that level, but like
I gotcha.
a guy who's a little more prolific out there, still a role player, but like better. I think that would help a lot.
Yeah. I guess
I'm not doing a TV counter this time, guys.
You might need to.
No.
Mine's kind of one of my points about them is kind of on the extent of that, and that's kind of like what is the next move. Because in my opinion, this team right now is one move away from a title. Because last year we saw a different team do it with Cat without DiVincenzo, and now they added DiVincenzo and they added Julius Randle.
DiVincenzo was a great pick.
Exactly. With a different core, all it is, it's surrounding Anthony Edwards with different pieces, but it feels like whatever they're going to be able to do, it's got to be a bigger splash, whatever it is, in my opinion. So, like, is that... Like, the thing is...
I would move Julius Randle. I like Rudy Gobert. I think you move Naz Reid into the starting lineup.
Maybe.
You move Julius Randle, you get a point guard. I think they can win it.
Maybe. I think the problem in this series that they struggled with a lot was that when Ant and Randle were either off the floor or they just purely sucked. Like, honestly, Randle had some moments where he was just horrible. They had to find scoring somewhere, and they couldn't. Like, Rudy Gobert didn't provide scoring. Their bench lineup really didn't. Jaden McDaniels did not. Nikhil Alexander-Walker did not. DiVincenzo didn't shoot well in this series. There was a bunch of things where they didn't have anyone to go to off the bench when Ant went to the bench. So, like, I think it will have to be an interesting offseason for the Timberwolves because they're just that one move away. It doesn't have to be a big move, but they have to make some move because they're right there.
I don't know if this could actually happen. Like, the Pelicans probably don't want to move DeJounte Murray, but I feel like that would be a good one.
Yeah, it would be
put him
bad.
at the point guard, and he's not really going to score for you as much, but he can play defense and he can move. Yeah. He's better, and they have to put attention to him, or someone to that effect, where they have to give attention to him and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would be good. Anyway, Thunder now. I mean, they played their best basketball this series. Like, you didn't see it in this first couple series. There was cause for concern because they didn't play their best basketball, and this series they just killed it, man. And on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. Their defensive scheme in this series, I thought they played really good defense. And you could reflect it in their point totals. They held them under 105 like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 times.
Yep.
So that's awesome. And last thing I said for OKC is whether they win a title this year or not, they're going to be a problem for a long time because they're here now.
Dynasty.
And they're in the finals, and they're all really young, and they're all hungry. They're going to be here forever.
Yeah, I said the defense too. It really is the real deal.
And the draft picks, by the way.
Yeah, got a ton. They have 3 this year in the first round and 2 in the second
No,
round.
they don't. I looked at this. I looked at this earlier because I almost made a slim margins. I almost made a slim margins question about the Nets because they have I think the Nets have 5 picks in the draft
this year.
Yes, and I think the Thunder have 4.
4, okay. In the entire draft.
In the entire draft.
Okay, yeah, okay. They must just have 2 first-round picks.
And the Nets have 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
So for OKC, the defense is the real deal. We've said it all year that this team is genuinely one of the best defensive teams of all time. But it wasn't just that they were playing good defense. It was kind of the schemes that they were throwing, especially Anthony Edwards. Like, Anthony Edwards in this series, he just looked disinterested. He wasn't moving without the ball. They were clamping him when he got the ball, and they gave him a different defender every time he went up the floor. They gave him Caruso at some moments. They gave him Dort at some moments. Sometimes they'd switch Shea on. Sometimes J-Dub would switch. There was a bunch of different looks that they gave him where he couldn't figure out what he wanted to, pick on, or if he wanted to step back, did he want to drive. There was a bunch of different situations they threw at him that made Anthony Edwards make a decision, and he didn't make the right one. And every single time Julius Randle put the ball on the floor, they trapped because he's not a very good dribbler. So every single time he tried to do these little spin fade things, they would trap it, they'd get a turnover, and they'd get out in transition and run. And that's what's going to make this finals an interesting one because both teams get out and run off turnovers.
Yeah. The thing you were talking about with Anthony Edwards, that's something the Pacers did with Jalen Brunson, too. They were throwing a different guy at him every time. And that's something Shea's going to see in this series. Mm-hmm. So interesting to see how that shakes out. Is that all you have for this series?
I said I was impressed with Shea's game a little bit.
Wait, you're impressed with the MVP? Sheesh.
Well, I'm just saying, everyone's saying this foul baiting stuff, which I agree to some extent.
It's not like...
But in this series, he really didn't. It was actually... He got bumped a bunch of times, and he finished through contact. And OKC knew the T-Wolves were going to be physical back, because that's what OKC does. They are very, very physical. They don't get called for a bunch of stuff that they do, and the T-Wolves did the same thing back, but I think Shea did a really good job at kind of just stifling that and playing really, really well. Playing like the MVP.
I say this all the time, every week basically, but the foul dating thing, it's I don't think it's good, I don't like it, but it's part of the game. At the end of the day, he's trying to get the foul call, and he 100% of the time, he's actually getting fouled. He's just trying to, show the refs, hey, I'm getting fouled. he shouldn't be doing that, but it's a part of the game, and he is doing it, and it's working.
We've just never seen it to that level.
Jalen Brunson's worse.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, this year is the first year we've seen stuff to that level.
Everyone's like, all hail Jalen Brunson, and he's worse at it.
Like, yeah, I agree. Like, Chris Paul was, like, the one doing it back in the day, and his was nowhere close to what Shea's and Brunson is.
It's because the game's getting more soft. That's just how it is.
Luke Duval, I think, is say.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay. So I thought.
Well, it's a little bit of both. It's better offense.
You think the Kobe?
Still really
You think
good
this is
defense.
if it's a softer era than the Kobe era and the Jordan era, and
no, for sure.
they weren't doing that back then because
For
they
sure.
didn't want to because they weren't soft.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Eastern Conference is good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Pacers 4, Knicks 2. One thing I said for the Knicks is coming into the playoffs, people were really down on the Knicks. They're like, no, this team can't do anything. And why did they say that? Because they really didn't show that they could in the regular season. They didn't. They couldn't beat good teams. They were struggling, and they came in to the playoffs and just killed it. They started just dominating, and they were playing the brand of basketball they know they could play. And the team, they played like the team that, what am I trying to say? But
They play like the team they wanted to play like.
yeah, like this team was built to play like that
Yeah, the team they played all
in the
year.
playoffs. Like
Yeah.
that's what they wanted to be. And I thought in this series they kind of reverted back to their old selves, and that didn't work out well for them against the Pacers, because the Pacers are just dominant. They're hot as hell right now.
Yeah.
And the Knicks had a chance to win the series. The Knicks, if they had played like they did against the other two teams they played, they will probably have won the series. But they didn't. They reverted back to their regular season selves, and they lost bad.
Yeah, I kind of have a point for both teams, and mine was like, yeah, going into this series, we knew it was going to be a battle of opposite play styles. So the Knicks like to play this slower brand of basketball, but they run like an 8-man rotation. They run their guys into the floor, but they play a little slower. The Pacers are completely different. They run 11, sometimes 12-man rotations. They get out in transition. They run, and in this series, the Pacers did a really good job at making the Knicks play their game instead of playing the Knicks game. And that's exactly what you were kind of saying. And that's what I was really impressed with in the Pacers in the series.
Yeah, I just said nobody can guard the Pacers. They're too fast. They have too many guys that can just score. Like you have Tyrese Haliburton, you have Pascal Siakam, who somehow is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
It was close.
I mean, like, come on, guys. Like, everyone knows Tyrese Haliburton is the guy. Like, without Pascal Siakam, they did it like
they don't make
they'd be better without Pascal Siakam than they would be without Tyrese Haliburton. Like,
That's
obviously.
true. Yeah.
And then Miles Turner contributes. He's really good. And who else do they have? They have all the guards coming off the bench. They have guard after guard after guard.
Yeah.
Nimhard, Naismith. I don't know if these guys are still hurt. McConnell, all of them.
Benedict
And-
Mathurin.
Yeah, and he really showed out in the series,
great
which
series.
he needed to. And they're just really good. And all the fresh bodies and all the running that they do, the Knicks really couldn't do anything about it. And the last thing I said was that the Pacers run, like, this run makes no sense. Like, this team is not that good.
Yeah, on paper it doesn't look
They're
good.
not, but they play as a team. They play their game, and they don't let anyone else take them off of their game. And it's like they're playing with house money. It's like they're a 4 seed going to the regional, going to Omaha. It's like they know that they're not supposed to win, so they're playing with no nerves, and they're just out there hooping, and they're winning.
They're
And-
also young. They're not on like a time crunch like some other teams. Like OKC and the Pacers are both not on a time crunch. Like they don't
Right.
have aging veterans where they got to win in the next couple of years. They have so much.
None of these
time.
4 teams are.
Yeah. I said for the Knicks, do you just run it back? What's the next move? Because it's like, can this roster do it? I mean, you were 2 wins away from going into the NBA Finals, which is something they haven't done since, what, like 73? So, like, I don't know what you do if you're the Knicks. I would run it back personally, but I don't really know. You've got to make some kind of move because, obviously, if you don't make the Finals, there's got to be some kind of move in the offseason. If you don't get there, there's got to be some little thing. But I don't think it's a big splash. Like, I don't think you trade Cat. I don't think there's anything like that. This roster's showing they can win.
They can't really get much better. Like, you have...
Well, you can go trade for, like, Kevin Durant.
Well, they're not going to do that. That would ruin their whole thing. They shouldn't do that. But you have Jalen Brunson, you have Cat. It's a perfect 1-2 punch. You have Josh Hart, who's just a guy. He's like the ultimate Nick. And you have, like, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges are just really good wings. And they're like role players on your team when they're wouldn't be a role player on nearly any other team. And then who else do they have? They have... is that really it? I mean, that's all they play. That's all.
There's Mikal Bridges.
I said that.
Oh, Miles McBride. There's not much.
Yeah, they don't really play anyone else, but
Mitchell
they're good.
Mitchell Robinson had a really good
Mitchell
series.
Robinson did have a good series. I watched like maybe a quarter of this series, and
This is the series I watched a lot.
and
more.
I
didn't
saw-
watch that series.
I saw Mitchell Robinson like get like 10 offensive rebounds in one quarter. Like I was like,
Yes,
what the hell
dude.
is this guy doing?
Yeah, he's incredible.
Um,
And then one more thing for the Pacers for me is that they were so well coached. Rick Carlisle did an incredible job, and I think the main thing when I was looking back, watching some of the highlights of the games, that Game 1 win was genuinely, I think, purely in my opinion. First of all, I say it's because of coaching, because giving the ball to Aaron Nesmith, who in my opinion is your probably worst starter. He is a dog, but like on paper, talent-wise, he's probably the worst starter. Giving him the ball instead of like Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam in the final like 3 minutes of the game because he has the hot hand, that is a ballsy move by Rick Carlisle, but an incredible move. They forced him like 5 threes in a row, and he hit them all, and that's how they got back in the game. Tyrese hits the shot, and that's how they go up in this series. So I think in this whole series, Rick Carlisle did a really good job at putting in the right guys at the right moments, staging out minutes. I think he did a really good job, and I'm excited to see him in the finals again.
Yeah. All right. Keys to the finals. This is
Let's
gonna
go.
be a great series. No one's gonna watch it though because it's OKC versus Indiana.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
crazy.
talk about that in a minute.
So keys to the finals. First, let's go to OKC. I said just don't let the Pacers start the series hot. The Pacers have been up 2-0 in every single series this entire playoffs, and that's why they've been winning. They've been out the gate really hot, and then nobody can catch them because they're good enough to be able to fend these teams off. And most of these have been at the other team's place, winning 2 in a row. You can't let that happen to you, or else you're dead in the water. Because if Indiana, like you can't, this is a young team that's going to be very emotional, and if you let them get out like that, then they're going to be on that high the rest of the series, and that's like they've been the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I said was just sustain your high level of defense, because you've been doing it all playoffs, but nobody else has sustained their level of defense against the Indiana Pacers this series, or this playoffs. The Bucks suck. The Knicks did not play good defense. Who did they play in the
Cavs.
The Cavs did not play good defense. There was an injury bug there.
Yeah.
But they still, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, they're supposed to be a good defensive team, was not to their caliber. So, if OKC can sustain their high level of defense in this series and just make them, I don't know, just put pressure on them like nobody else has, they can win this series.
There's no team that the Pacers have seen in this playoffs even close to what OKC does.
Yeah, especially all the way down. Like the Cavs, they're great down low defensively, but
they're just all around. OKC's just all
yeah,
around.
but OKC is all around. Like this is going to be a test for the Pacers for sure.
And that's kind of what I said. So I don't really have points for specific teams. I just have some points like kind of for both. So mine is like which play style is going to prevail. It's pretty much the Pacers' fast offense that feeds off turnovers versus OKC's stifling defense that fasts off turnovers. Like they like OKC and Indiana both need turnovers to win games. So it just depends who's going to turn the ball over more. And in this playoff so far, OKC has been the team to turn the ball over more. They've shot worse from 3. They've taken quick into shot clocks. The Pacers have not done that. They've taken shots very late into shot clocks. They have not turned the ball over. Tyrese Halliburton has been great at that. So if they get Tyrese Halliburton off his game and they get him turning the ball over, it'll be a quick series and OKC will go home with a win.
Yeah. All right, Indiana for me. I said make Shea do it alone because like J-Dub, like just let him do his thing, but take J-Dub out the game. Take Chet out the game. Take Hartenstein out. Take everybody else out the game because Shea can't score 110 points a game.
Yeah.
He can only score like 30 or 35. So if no one else can do anything, then you're probably going to win these games. And you have the personnel to handle the rest of their team. You probably don't have anyone that can stop Shea, but you have people who can stop J-Dub. You have people who can stop Chet. You have personnel to stop the other guys. So I think you need to do that and just let Shea cook because he's not going to win them the game by himself.
Yeah, I have 2 more points on kind of just about the finals in general. It's not really specific on the teams. Mine is, this is the series that other GMs should look at and be like, that's how I need to build my roster. Because both of these teams did not rush anything in their draft process. They didn't rush anything in free agency. They didn't rush anything. Like the Suns, for an example, going out and get Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. The Warriors, who won 4 championships, going out and paying dudes a ton of money. Like, they are the highest payroll in the league last year. So, there's a bunch of different things, besides the Suns. But,
Yeah, really.
there's a bunch of different things that GMs and owners need to look at these teams. They both paid $0 above the second apron this year. $0. And a bunch of other teams like the Lakers, the Warriors, the Suns, the Timberwolves, a bunch of teams that are out now, that paid a ton of money are not in the finals like OKC and the Pacers. So this is what the NBA wanted to happen when they established the second apron, but it might be coming back to bite them a little bit on viewership.
But like, part of it's like chance. Like it's not all skill that they traded for Shea. Like Shea was a little pupil back then. No one knew he was going to be.
Well, they also got like 4 first-round picks.
Yes, well,
so it's like,
they did,
and one of them turned into J-Dub.
Exactly. So like that, making Shea become an MVP, that was kind of luck. And then also Tyrese Haliburton turning into who he is after the trade. Also,
that was just a good trade. Though.
A little bit of luck because again he wasn't the guy he is now when he got
true.
traded. So that's part of it. But also, yeah, I think enough with like paying all these old guys. Like enough with that. Like the Knicks, I think, did a good job building their team. Like, but they didn't draft anybody on their team. They all built their entire team through trades. Yeah. I think building a team through trades and building a team through paying a bunch of old guys is very different.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I don't know. I have one more thing for the Pacers. I said, don't keep going down by 20 because if anyone's gonna not let you come back, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. They will not let you come back.
No.
They've come back from down 20 like 1,000 times in these playoffs. It's not gonna happen in this series. I'm telling you, it won't. So, if you think you can go down by 20 and get yourself bailed out again,
we're making picks or not?
Yeah,
like early predictions. Okay,
well,
this is my last point. And this I'm gonna look at y'all and tell you because we've said this twice in the episode already, or you've said this twice in the episode that this is not going to be a great series for NBA viewership, which it's not. It's going to be one of the it might be the lowest of all time. It could be, but if you like basketball, this is going to be one of the best finals we've had in the past like 5 years. Genuinely, like. If you like basketball, you should be hyped for this series. It's going to have great fans on both sides. Indiana and OKC, first of all, they're both going to wear the shirts. They're both going to cheer loudly. It's going to be really, really fun to watch and see those fans finally get there because OKC's never been, or been once. Pacers have been once. Neither team has won a championship. It's the number one offense versus the number one defense. You can't really ask for much more, and it's both electric styles of play. They both like to run. They both turn you over. It's really, really fun basketball to watch. So if you like basketball, this will be a really fun finals to watch, even though it might not get great viewership.
All right. Well, I haven't picked the Pacers one time this whole week.
You've not.
Playoffs. So I don't know. I think I picked the Bucks, but I don't really know at this point. I definitely didn't pick them against the Cavs. Definitely didn't pick them against the Knicks.
I just picked them against Bucks. I didn't pick them.
I don't remember. I think I picked the Bucks, but I don't really remember. And this series, I'm not gonna pick them obviously. Thunder in like 5. The Thunder at the 5 or 6. I don't really. I'll give them 6 because people are done doubting. I'm done doubting the Pacers. I'll say 6.
Yeah, I got OKC in 6 too. I don't right now, and I'm gonna obviously like look into it a little bit more. And there's still Thursdays when the first game is, so it's like it's still a bunch of time. But right now, like where my head's at, I just think OKC is going to be able to turn Indiana over too much.
It's a bad matchup for the Pacers.
I got them in 6, but it's also not a great matchup for OKC because they haven't been good against fast teams this year. So a 7-game series could happen, but I'm going to pick OKC in 6.
If it goes to 7, the Pacers are going to win.
Yeah, I agree. The Pacers just have to control home court. That's the challenge in the finals.
They've done it all.
I know.
Done it all playoffs.
You just got to do it.
Well, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with the MLB. Maybe
look college
World Series. Maybe I think College World Series will be in 2 weeks when we talk about. We'll talk about the finals and the College World Series like together in like 2 weeks because those are each going to be kind of smaller because the finals is one series and College World Series doesn't need to be too long.
Because there'll be Supers next weekend, right?
Yeah, and then next week will probably be just MLB.
Okay,
so.
gotcha.
All right. Next one.
Peace.